So all that remains here in Legnica is to find out who's going to win the men's gold medal in the individual recurve. And, well, not unusual to see your teammate Steve Wijler make it through to a podium match and, unless a gold medal match. But Dan Olaru is a man from Moldova. When was the last time you saw a Moldovan in a gold medal match at the European Championships?
Yeah, I don't remember. So I think the last time that, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since he's been on the international circuit and podium, I think. But I remember from years ago that Dan Olaru was one of the up-and-coming shooters, and he started international very young and very good. So he has experience. He might well show it now.
Well, here they come, Steve Wijler, the Dutchman, world number 3, leading the finalists out. Olaru, Moldova. Well, he's got nothing to lose here. You'd have to say that Wijler is the strong favourite here.
I would say so, yeah. Especially if you look at the world ranking, it's number 67 against number 3. But who doesn't like an underdog position?
It always makes for an interesting match, that's for sure. And well, Tower, the pressure's handled. On the one hand, all the pressure is on this man, Steve Wijler, because he is expected to win. He himself would expect to beat Dan Olaru. Olaru perhaps very pleasantly surprised to be here in the gold medal match, but he must have shot well to get here.
Yeah,
must be on good form.
Yeah.
And he, in some respects, he could be happy with the silver medal, and so the pressure's off.
Yeah. And it's pretty much dry right now, so it's purely based on shooting skill.
Yeah. With the rain having stopped, the light is nice and flat and consistent, as you said earlier on, Chef, so conditions good for high scores. So this for the European title. And a good start.
Wijler, 9.
Well, equally solid start from the Moldovan.
You can see that Steve is very controlled in all the movements he makes. Whereas if you compare it to Dan, if he pulls back his bow, it's all really fast, really quick. I'm not saying it's worse, it's just different. It's a nice contrast. So this is all really smooth and slow.
28, good score.
Down. Like he doesn't hesitate, he just pulls back.
Just as you say that, he's decided to redraw that one.
Yeah.
But it didn't affect him. 28 is a good score, but it's not as good as 29. And it's the first 2 set points to the underdog. Doesn't look to be worrying Steve Wijler too much.
Not at all, I think. He might get even more motivated. I think I've spoken to you about this before, but Steve really is a fighter, so where some people just shoot because they want to shoot as good as they possibly can. Steve wants to shoot because he wants to shoot better than the person he's up against. So he can really get energy out of other people shooting, whereas if I take myself as an example, I just like to shoot the absolute best that I can myself. So there's a difference there. It's essentially you're doing the same sport, it's the same game, but
taking a slightly different approach to it.
Not really by choice, I think.
It comes down to personality type, and if you are a fighter, you like the contest.
Yeah. Bit of a wobble in his shot. I think he would have liked to have that shot like 1 second sooner. That was it, like 4 arrows on the postmark. So close they were together.
Well, he adjusted after the first shot. And that one, quick even for Olaru.
You can see the difference in the hook and the fingers as well. Steve he has his fingers, that might be costly. Steve has the string pretty deep in his fingers, and Dan has it on the tips of his 2 fingers. He doesn't even use his third one, I think. I think the third one is just lying there, not putting any pressure on the string, which is unusual, but apparently for him it works.
Whatever works for you, yeah. And despite the slight opportunity to go 4 set points up, a 10 was required by Olaru. He only scores a 9, which means they're level on points, and they will share the set points in the second set. It still must be a little damp out there, because you can see the Moldovan just drying off his equipment. Trailing archer shoots first, so it will be Steve Wijler up here. And remember, this is for the European Championship crown in the men's recurve individual.
That's perfect. Here you see the 2 finger. He doesn't use his third finger. So some people, it's really normal to have less pressure on the bottom finger, but to not use it is quite rare.
Slightly crouched over Steve Wijler. Looks like he hits the line there between the 9 and the 10, so gets a 10 on for a maximum.
So Steve can get this set by shooting a 10.
Well, gets a 9. That might still be enough, because Olaru needs a 10 to draw level and tie on set points. Oh, sorry, share the set points. Then he drops out into the 8. And 29 is enough points for Steve Wijler to draw level on 3 set points apiece. And you've got to say the momentum has very much shifted to the Dutch athlete, and it's now a question, well, can Olaru just effectively reset and just start again, or is the pressure of Steve Wijler coming from behind and drawing level with you going to cause him troubles?
Yeah, well, they're both shooting really well. It's just that Steve shot better the last end, so I don't think there's much of a difference between them. As you see, the little board of my coach, he effectively plots all of the arrows that are shot from Steve, but also from Dan, so they can compare them later and maybe analyze them or see where Steve can improve on where he hits effectively.
Well, all these little things all pull together and combine to provide the best preparation for you guys out there on the range. And another good first arrow for Wijler. I think it's so crucial, these first arrows for the Dutchman right now. That is why, because the pressure then starts to play now. He's looking back to the coach down at Olaru. He's curious.
Almost asking what went wrong.
They're both low, but one's to the left, one's to the right. Overcorrection, perhaps?
It's hard to say, but his last three arrows were all low in the red. So he was looking at his bow as if something maybe vibrated loose, or to check if everything was in order. But he's back in place now.
Yeah, but the 10 from Wijler on his third arrow put the set out of distance for Dan Olaru, and Steve Wijler's come from behind, but now leads in the gold medal match here at the European Championships. He's only got to score a single set point, so he's only got to match what Olaru scores in the next set to take the European crown.
Yeah. And I'm sure Steve is thinking, if I shoot a 30 now, I win in any case.
That's a confident way of approaching a match in archery. He will, of course, shoot second here, so to some extent he's going to know what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And the way that you were describing his approach to a match, that's going to work in his favour.
Yeah, I think in this case, he also likes to know what his opponent is shooting in the match. So if Ron is behind him, coaching him in, let's say, the quarterfinal match, or the 1/8, where you're still on the same target, he wants to know what the other guy is shooting. So he's asking, or he likes to be told.
And of course, you need to have your coach there to tell you with that telescope, because 70 metres is an awfully long distance to see the difference. But perhaps you can see the colour ring that the arrow's in, but maybe not the precise ring.
Not Steve, at least. Steve has, I think, a 1.75. What is it? Minus 1.75 in his
vision.
Yeah.
Well, it's good stuff from Olaru here. This to save it. Another 9.
So Dan needs a 9 to get a shoot off out of this.
And he shoots.
He gets a 10.
A 10, a perfect score when needed from the Moldovan, and
so
he's taken this set.
Steve will get a practice arrow before a shoot off, which is another 9.
So 3 9s in a row, and he's just in the sight there. But Dan Olaru, who had the lead to start with, gave it up to Steve Wijler, but pulled back with a perfect score in the 5th set, and that takes us into another shoot-off. Just checking the scores there as they need to. I think the 9s from Wijler were all very clear, but worth a quick check of those 10s. And what a way to draw yourself level in the match going into a tiebreaker, and a massive opportunity for the Moldovan.
Yeah, I think in any case, for Dan, a shoot-off would be the biggest chance to win a match over Steve.
Well, 1 arrow apiece. If they're both 10s, they will shoot a second arrow, and then it's the closest to the centre that counts. If it's outside of the 10, it will still be the closest off the first arrow.
Dan is expecting his arrows to see which one he's going to pick for shooting in a shoot-off, just to make sure that he won't shoot an arrow with the points fading.
Well, potentially 1 arrow. Of course, both these archers have shot a lot more than 1 arrow throughout the course of the competition through qualification, but ultimately it's all down to this single arrow. Steve Wijler, little smile on his face there as he stepped up to the line. A bit of pepping himself up.
I think this is what he lives for.
Gold medal at stake here. Steve Wijler of the Netherlands shooting first in the tiebreaker. And it's 10. Pressure on this young Moldovan, Dan Olaru. And he's outside the 10. He shot so well to put himself back into this gold medal match. But there is the European champion of 2018, Steve Wijler from the Netherlands. But boy, what a fight he had from Dan Olaru. But there you have confirmation. Steve Wijler of the Netherlands is the 2018 European Archery Champion in men's recurve. Well, you could smile. That's your teammate out there who's just got the gold medal. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good to have Steve in the team, and well, effectively he's my teammate. So yeah, I don't have to shoot against him if I'm shooting a team match. So that's really a positive thing. Yeah,
you now be shooting with the European champion. He had a little wobble in the middle, nothing too major. But when he needed the 10s, he got them, and you can certainly say that. Under the pressure of a tie-break in the gold medal match, Steve Wijler was, well, unflustered. And just absolutely nailed it into the centre. And there were only a few stray shots from the Moldovan. He shot really well, certainly at the beginning of that gold medal match, and then again to get himself back into the whole thing.
Yeah, to shoot a 30 when it matters, that's a sign of skill in class, I would say.
Well, he'll have to settle for silver here. I think if you told him that before these championships, Dan Olaru would have taken it. It's always bittersweet when you lose a gold medal match, when the chance of a championship title is there for grabs. But it was Steve Wijler who took that chance. He is the men's recurve individual European champion. Dan Olaru will be happy with the silver medal, and it was J.C. Valadon who took the bronze medal from Georgi Vinitsky. Well, it's just dried up enough for our medalists to come out the final action here in Legnica. It's been a brilliant tournament, hasn't it?
It has been, yeah. It's I think especially the last 4 matches, we've seen 3 shoot-offs and 1 deciding arrow for the match. Yeah, well, what do you want more?
Yeah, amazing stuff. And what's next for you, Chef?
For me, the season is over, but I will go to Samsun to do another commentary for the live stream, and then I will go to the Youth Olympics as a role model, as an archery role model. So I'm looking forward to both those things, and I'm looking forward to a little bit of holiday after this.
Yeah, well, we of course will see you in Samsun, where you'll be joining us for the World Feed. And of course, we wish you the best of luck in your ambassadorial role in Buenos Aires at the Youth Olympic Games. We know you've got a very long car journey ahead of you.
Yes.
And that you might need to duck out a little bit earlier. But just wanted to thank you for all your insight into this brilliant tournament here in Legnica.
With pleasure.
There you go, Chef van den Berg there, Dutch international archer extraordinaire. He's got to hightail it out of the commentary position to catch a bus. He's got a 12-hour bus ride back to his hometown, but he will be joining us again in Samsun, Turkey for the World Series final. He will be in the commentary position as he continues his preparation to compete at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Well, it's been absolutely brilliant here. Despite the rainy conditions, we've seen some very high scores here at the European Championships, and a very, very high level set by some of the archers that we know well, but also some surprise packages, especially that in Dan Olaru making it through to the men's individual recurve gold medal match. And now it's time for those medals. And the last time we pan across this beautiful fairy tale city to the podium, which is about a third of the way, a quarter of the way down the range.
Kwiaty wręczać będzie prezes Komitetu Organizacyjnego Mistrzostw Europy w Łucznictwie, pan Józef Paściuk.
Well, the president of the organising committee there out again to present the medals. So there he is, the outdoorsy man, J.C. Valadon of France. He came through a tough bronze medal match against George Ivanitsky, but ultimately pulled it all together at the end and collects the bronze medal for his efforts.
Srebrny medal, reprezentant Mołdawii.
Silver medal, representing Moldova.
Well, he was certainly a surprise package on the lineup here, but he has shot spectacularly well all week here in Poland. And Dan Olaru picks up a rare archery medal for Moldova. It is the silver. He came close. He took it to a shoot-off, but a 9 at the end just wasn't good enough.
Złoty medal I tytuł mistrza Europy.
Because the new European champion managed a 10, and that is Holland's Steve Wijler. Congratulations, sir. And there is Chef Vandenberg. He was in the commentary box just a minute ago, applauding his teammate there. There he is, Steve Wijler, the individual recurve men's European champion of 2018, and he had to show all his fighting spirit in that gold medal match, but he did, and he is the champion here in Poland.
Panie I panowie, proszę wszystkich o powstanie do hymnu
A very quick photo opportunity again, because now it's time for the Dutch national anthem.
Panie I panowie,
Well, there we
proszę o
have it.
gorący aplauz dla naszych
The action